Shalom. I guess this is a little bit of a show and tell and kind of what I'm using, the books I got, and what I would recommend to get started with to start translating the Torah, the Torah. So this is basically the canon, all of the Hebrew literature, not just the Old Testament or the Torah. Some people say it's the first 4 books. No, it's the entirety. The entirety is the culture and the laws, which is the Torah or Torah. So it's not just the Old Testament; it's all of the entirety of the Hebrew literature, and so you got the Dead Sea Scrolls right here, volumes 1 and 2. Or let me just do this. Let's just show and tell. So these is the Giza Burmese. This is the Giza Burmese copy of the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's the Copper Scroll found in Qumran. Yeah, this is all just really interesting stuff. So have to get into this in another day, but that's the Copper Scroll. So yeah, let's see. I'll show them all. Complete Dead Sea Scrolls in English. So I got several copies of these Dead Sea Scrolls, cross-referencing. You know what it is. Get that work. So this is the acclaimed translation by Giza Vermes, the world's leading Dead Sea Scrolls scholar. So that's that one. This is the Stones version. Oh, got it upside down. The Stones version. It's a little worn out. But yeah, so this is the Stones version. It's going to have the Hebrew side by side with the English or whatever. So yeah, and it's going to number them right here. This one is kind of harder. If you're trying to translate, it's going to be easier to use the JPS. You'll see in a minute why. But I like the translation of this. But if you're trying to translate from English to, or from Hebrew to English, you're gonna want to use the JPS rather than this. But the translations are, I like the reading out of this Stones better. Sometimes not. I like having multiple versions and cross-referenceable sources. So this is the another copy of the Dead Sea Scrolls. This one's the Weisebeg and Cook. You could screenshot it or do what you gotta do. Yeah, I recommend getting some of these books just to get started. Yeah, this is the Apocrypha. It's going to have history. Let's see if I can get it quick. It'll kind of give you a rundown of where they got these books. Let me see if I could show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, so they're going to give like a rundown of the book history, where it came from, if it's in Hebrew or not, where the stuff is coming from. So like I said, a lot of this stuff is being found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, so we could cross-reference it. And some of the stuff is not. Some of this stuff isn't going to be in Hebrew, so you got to take some of this stuff with a grain of salt and kind of always want to back things up with the Hebrew. So this is the Enoch, the Book of Enoch. I believe it's the R.H. Charles. Yep, translated by R.H. Charles. And then we're going to have Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. R.H. Charles. Yeah, all stuff involved with the Dead Sea Scrolls. So, yeah, the Book of Jubilees. R.H. Charles. 12 Patriarchs. And I don't know, I've been liking the JPS a lot lately, especially when translating, when doing any forms of translating, and I'll just demonstrate why. So I'm working on something right here. See, it says ham. So it's going to say, this makes it really nice and easy to translate. So it'll go verse 22, and then I can go to verse 22. So Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father, and go here. Wayara. There's a Wayara. Come. Abai. Kana'an. So it's going to make it really easy to figure out what verse it is, and there's not going to be any confusion because it's going to tell you right then and there. The other one's not going to line up all line per line right here, and you're going to have a lot harder time trying to translate. So if you want to translate, I recommend this. If you just want to read, I recommend the Stones version. So just my advice. We got some of my favorite ones, my favorite books here. The Dead Sea Scrolls, Volume 1 and 2. Hold on. Yeah, I guess I could leave it like this. It's backwards. Yeah, and this one's by Florentino Garcia Martinez and Ibert J.C. Tigchelar. Solak, sorry about the names, but yeah, so no vowel points, and I've already shown a bunch of times. I've been reading out of this book, the Peshers and stuff, so they got, again, they're going to have the Hebrew, and then side by side with the English. And let me see if I could find real quick the name of Yahweh. I really like it because when they wrote it over here, they wrote it in Paleo. If you look at the name of Yahweh, it'll have a little picture of them using the Paleo to write Yahweh's name, which is really, really cool. It's just kind of like a flex for us, tying in the Paleo with the block, because these rabbinic bastards love to hijack everything. All right, here it is. It's all over the place. I just seem to be looking in the wrong areas, but it's a lot. Yeah, so they have all these different customs, right? These Kittim and these Edomites, and I'm trying to show with the Age of Adulthood video that we're way different. Our customs are different. We start New Year's in the spring. I got a study I'm cooking up right now on Ab Yab or Abib or whatever on the first month, and I'm going to translate that in depth and pretty much prove that we start our spring or our New Year's in the spring rather than right now, which is a fitting time to do the video because everyone's doing their New Year's right now, and our New Year's isn't until spring. So it's just like a showing the differences between us and them, and also the age of adulthood is a huge one. It's huge, and a lot of people essentially need to get with the program and stop pushing. And the Christians aren't unified with their age of consent, so it's just a little weird. Not to get into the weeds, let's just stick with the books here, a little show and tell. So this is going to be I believe, this is the Zondervan. Let's see if I can get Zondervan. It's at the bottom. So this is just a concordance. I have this for a specific definition, but it's useful for certain things. But yeah, it's just a basic concordance, and we got a Hebrew grammar book. I actually just ordered this, and they gave me 2 copies of this, so I'm going to be giving this one to one of the Banyam. And this is my favorite lexicon of them all. One to rule them all. The Student Hebrew Lexicon. This is the Davies and Mitchell. It's chiefly founded on the works of Jacenius, which is this guy over here, which is what the BDB is after. So that's Jacenius, BDB, and then the Davies and Mitchell. But I happen to like the Davies and Mitchell a lot. So we got the Davies and Mitchell, and we got the Brown Drivers Briggs Hebrew and English Lexicon, coded with the Strongs. So if you could get this one, the coded with the Strongs, along with this one is also coded with the Strongs, which is and if you have the Strongs and the Bible dictionary, money, you're on the way to being able to translate this stuff on your own. So there's the Brown Drivers Briggs, BDB for sure, and then another of the grammar books. Yeah, like I just said, this one's coated with the strong. So another tool just makes it really easy to hop around and get the work. So that's just another lexicon. So we got one lexicon, two lexicon, three lexicons, and we got the Bible dictionary, the Strong's Expanded. So this one, if you want the precepts, I would use this one. If you want the precepts, I would use this one. If you want the dictionary and the meanings, I would get this one. So you kind of want them both. So there's that. And then we got, this one's an old Native American book. Not going to pull it out. I'll just get through these last ones real quick. This is just an old Native American book I got, showing a bunch of the customs and stuff like that. I kind of grew up with it at the house, and it's just old, and it's got a lot of really cool stuff in it. I got a couple Bible atlases. You're going to need a couple Bible atlases. This one is the, what is it? Oh yeah, right here, the Holman. I don't know what this one is. I forget what this one is. But I like the Holman one better. It's really useful. This is a heritage dictionary. It's got some really good charts on the pronunciations of the what do they call it? Yeah, this is what they got. The Proto-Indo-European language. So it's got a cool chart, and it's gonna have the pronunciations of how these guys are pronouncing words. So that's going to be something I'm going to be showing later. Basically, the differences of how we pronounce words. I'm already kind of getting into it, but yeah, that's this book. I want to show the differences in between the pronunciations, and it's a lot easier to do it when you got sources. So this is Grey's Anatomy. I don't want to get into why I got that book and why I'm using it to translate Torah, but if you know, you know. Excuse my son, he's playing video games in the background. It's dictionary. This one's really cool. It's a Santa Biblia, Holy Bible. It's a Spanish and English side by side. And then this one is my wife's. Not going to show her name. It's got her name in the inside, but it was given to her from her church, and it's a really, really nice concordance Bible. It's got a lot of really good, sometimes when this isn't working for me and I'm trying to get precepts and stuff like that, I can run to this one, and it's super helpful. So yeah, that's the library. It's going to be a good start for you to start being able to translate things. If you need the canon, there it is. It's let me get it one more time. Yeah, so we got a bunch of copies of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Boom, boom, boom. But basically, this is the better copy. We got the Dead Sea Scrolls, Jubilees, the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, Enoch, Apocrypha, and the quote-unquote Old Testament. All right, so that's the library, that's the canon, Shalom, Barakatha, Kual Yada Yahweh, Tzeba'oth Akkad.